Howdy y'all, we're the Missouri S&T Rocket Design team, and we're here today to introduce our entry for the 2024 Argonia Cup competition. I'm Sean Oswald, Chief Educator of the Rocket Design team here, and our goal with the project this year is to launch a rocket carrying 120 golf balls up to about 7,000 feet.
I'm Landon Sparrow, one of the team educators for the Rocket Design team. Our Argonia Cup team is made up of all new members except for us 3 team educators. We do this so that way we can give new members a project that they can work on and that they can have a big impact on, and so that way they can learn the basics of rocketry. It also allows our new members to discover what their interests are, so that way they can later go on and pursue those with our other teams.
I'm Ryan Miller, one of the team educators. This year's Argonia Cup design is based off of our submission for last year. The diameter for this year was increased from 4 to 5 inches in order to increase the golf ball capacity to 120 golf balls.
Why?
120 golf balls. This graph was created to find the optimal combination of golf balls and altitude that would maximize our score. Open Rocket was used to find the altitude at various weights of golf balls. We discovered that the best score is obtained with a 5-inch rocket with 220 golf balls. However, stability becomes a concern at that much weight, so we opted for 120 golf balls instead.
We also have a simpler sustainer than last year because this year we only eject 1 parachute rather than 2. This was to accommodate ejecting a drone last year. This year's sustainer will be heavier and longer in order to hold the golf balls. Now let's take a look at the rocket.
So this is our booster section. It is equipped with the L1520 motor, which has a thrust of 3,769 Newton-seconds. This particular motor we selected for the reasons of maximizing our apogee while also remaining under the 5,120 Newton-second thrust limit that was imposed by the rules.
This is the booster and recovery section, and our RC3 will be used for primary injection and charges, while an Altus Metrum Easy Mini will be used as backup. Unlike the sustainer, we don't have a GPS tracking system in this as it won't exceed 3,000 feet. The recovery system consists of a 2-foot drogue and a 6-foot main hitting the ground with a velocity of 20.3 feet per second. The main is deployed with the Jolly Logic at 1,000 feet, whereas the drogue will deploy at apogee.
This is the sustainer section. It's equipped with a K456 motor with a thrust of 1,307 Newton-seconds. This motor will ignite during the flight to propel the rocket into the atmosphere. This is optimized to get as high as possible.
This section has the sustainer and recovery system. Altus Telemetrum will be used for primary ejection, separation, and ignition with an Altus Metrum Easy Mega as redundancy. The Telemega allows us to track the sustainer through GPS. The recovery system consists of a 3-foot drogue and a 10-foot main, hitting the ground with a velocity of 17.5 feet per second. The main is deployed by a Jolly Logic at 1,000 feet, whereas the drogue is just deployed at apogee.
The payload section is where we store 120 golf balls, and it is contained between the nose cone and the upper coupler bolt plates. We have a foam disc at the bottom of the section to give it a flat surface for packing.
The booster motor ignites and propels the rocket into the air. When the booster motor finishes burning, the booster and sustainer separate at an altitude of 850 feet. At this point, the altimeter checks if it's okay to light the sustainer motor. The motor will only ignite if the rocket's tilt angle is less than 20 degrees and the velocity is greater than 200 feet per second. After passing the safety checks, the sustainer motor will ignite and propel the rocket even higher, while the booster reaches apogee and deploys its drogue parachute at 2,500 feet.
As the sustainer motor nears the end of its burn, the booster will deploy its main parachute at an altitude of 950 feet. Meanwhile, the sustainer will continue its ascent, where it will reach its apogee at 7,000 feet and deploy its drogue parachute to begin recovery. The booster will safely reach the ground, while the sustainer will deploy its main parachute at an altitude of 1,000 feet. To complete the launch, the sustainer will safely reach the ground, where it can then be recovered.
The rocket is predicted to take 23.2 seconds to reach apogee of about 7,083 feet. It reaches a maximum velocity of 547 feet per second and a maximum acceleration of about 7.82 Gs. The stability before separation is around 3.5 calibers, and the velocity at separation is about 527 feet per second. The booster reaches apogee at about 2,544 feet and will have a ground hit velocity of 17.5 feet per second. The sustainer will have a ground hit velocity of 20.3 feet per second and the total flight time of the rocket is 177 seconds.
We hope you guys enjoyed the video. We're super proud of everyone who put their heart and soul into this project, and we can't wait to see it launch off in Kansas this year.